The car in your driveway is worth less every single second you own it. Not every year, not every month, every second. And here's the part nobody tells you, that slow bleed isn't the real damage. The real damage is invisible. It's not the car, it's what the car replaces. Because every dollar you put toward that monthly payment is a dollar that will never compound, never grow, never work for you again. We ran the numbers on an average American car buyer. Over one lifetime, their car habit will cost them over $1 million in lost future wealth. Not because cars are evil, because of timing, because of what economists call the cost of what you didn't do. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a car payment the same way again. Logos sting quick. No welcome, no subscribe ask. Let's meet to people. Same age, same job, same starting salary. $65,000 a year. Marcus does everything his parents told him to do. Work hard, buy a nice car. You've earned it. At 25, he walks into a dealership and drives out in a brand new SUV. $40,000 to $1,000 sticker price. $650 a month for 6 years. It feels good. It feels like success. His coworkers notice. His Instagram looks great. Danielle does something almost embarrassing by comparison. She buys a 4-year-old Honda Civic, pays cash. $11,000. No payment. No interest. No stress. People think she's being cheap. Her friends kind of feel sorry for her. Here's what nobody in that dealership parking lot could see. Danielle takes the $650 a month she's not paying and she invests it. Every single month. Same market. Same average returns. She doesn't touch it. For the first 5 years, almost nothing happens. The lines look nearly identical. Marcus still has the nicer car. Danielle still looks like she's missing out. Then the curve does something strange. It doesn't rise. It launches. By year 30, Marcus has owned 5 more cars, 5 more loans, 5 more fresh starts that were never actually fresh. Danielle has never made a single car payment again in her adult life. The gap between them isn't thousands of dollars. It's not even tens of thousands. It's a number with 7 zeros. Same income, same intelligence, same effort. One decision, repeated quietly for 30 years, made all the difference. This is the wealth gap nobody warns you about. That gap has a name. And once you understand how it works, you can't unsee it in your own life. Here's the mental shift that changes everything. The true cost of your car isn't the sticker price. It's not even the interest. It's the version of your future that got deleted the moment you signed. Economists call this opportunity cost. I call it the ghost cost. The cost of the thing you never got to see because you spent the money somewhere else first. Think of your money like a seed. Plant it in a garden, and in 30 years, it's a forest. Plant it in concrete, a depreciating asset like a car, and in 30 years, it's just gone, cracked, rusted, worth nothing. Every car payment is a seed planted in concrete. And here's the number that should genuinely disturb you. A $650 monthly car payment, invested instead at a historical market average, becomes roughly $1.3 million over 35 years. Not the car's value, the money you would have spent on the car. So the next time you feel that dealership pressure, the leather seats, the new car smell, the you deserve this, remember what you're actually buying. You're not buying a car. You're selling your future forest to buy a slab of concrete. But wait, because there's a second, even sneakier trap hiding inside the first one. And this one's the reason car debt is different from almost every other debt in your life. Most debt buys you something that holds its value, or even grows. A mortgage buys a house that usually appreciates. A student loan, at least in theory, buys higher earning power. Car debt is the only common debt in America that buys you something guaranteed to lose value the second you touch it. The moment you drive a new car off the lot, it loses roughly 20% of its value, instantly, before you've even merged onto the highway. Within 5 years, most cars have lost 60% or more. Picture an ice cube shaped like a car, sitting on a summer sidewalk. That's what you're financing. You're taking out a loan to pay for something that's evaporating while you pay it off. Now here's where it gets worse. Most Americans don't just buy one depreciating asset. They roll it into the next one. They trade in a car that's still underwater on its loan. roll the remaining balance into a brand new loan, and start the depreciation clock all over again, except now they're financing a car and a ghost of the last one. We call this the rolling trap. It's why the average American car payment today is over $700 a month, and why so many people making six figures still feel like they're living paycheck to paycheck. It's not a spending problem. It's a rolling problem. They're not broke because they don't earn enough. They're broke because they never stop paying for cars they don't drive anymore. So how do you get out of the trap without walking to work for the next decade? That's the next part. And this is where it gets genuinely exciting. Here's the rule wealthy people use that almost nobody talks about. Never finance anything that will be worth less than what you owe on it within 2 years. Cars fail this test almost every time. Which is why the wealthiest, most financially free people you'll ever meet tend to drive cars that are 3, 5, sometimes 10 years old, paid for entirely in cash. Not because they can't afford a new one, because they understand math that most people were never taught. Here's the actual playbook, step by step. Step 1. Buy a car that's 2 to 4 years old. Let someone else eat that first 30% depreciation hit. You get 90% of the car for 60% of the price. Step 2. Pay cash or finance for the shortest term you can actually afford. The goal isn't a low monthly payment. That's the trap talking. The goal is owning the thing outright, fast. Step 3. This is the one that changes your whole financial trajectory. Once the car is paid off, don't upgrade. Keep driving it. And take the exact payment you used to send to the bank and send it to yourself instead. That's it. That's the entire secret. It's not a hack. It's not a loophole. It's just redirecting a river that was already flowing, pointing it at your future instead of someone else's balance sheet. Run this for 15 years, and that redirected car payment alone can become the down payment on a house, the seed of a retirement account, or the fund that lets you walk away from a job you hate. The car doesn't feel different. It still gets you to work. It still has air conditioning. What's different is everything happening quietly behind the scenes, where wealth is actually built. Here's the uncomfortable truth underneath all of this. Cars aren't really a transportation decision. They're a status decision wearing a transportation costume. We upgrade because we're comparing ourselves to the car next to us at the red light, not to the number in our brokerage account. But nobody at that red light knows your net worth. Nobody at that red light is going to fund your retirement. Rich looks like nothing. Nothing looks like debt. The wealthiest person in most rooms is rarely the one with the flashiest car. They're the one who stopped performing wealth so they could actually build it. Danielle's Honda Civic never made anyone jealous. It made her free. So here's the question to actually sit with. What is your car quietly costing you, not this month, but over the next 30 years? Run your own numbers. You might not like what you find, but you'll never be able to unknow it. And that's exactly the point. Because the people who build real wealth aren't smarter than everyone else. They just stopped financing things that disappear and started financing things that grow. Crestaro Capital and Card to Video suggested, subtle, no hard sell.